In this video, we're going to take a quick look at our Lumberyard plugin that we've recently added for PlanSwift. And the main thing that we're going to look at today with this video is some of the things that are a little bit different about the Lumberyard plugin from our individual trade plugins. And basically, the Lumberyard plugin is just a combination of all of our trade plugins. And so what we've done with this Lumberyard plugin, if you look at the column over to the right here, this is the trade groups of assemblies that come with the plugin. So we've created one plugin that has most of the trade groups that most builder supplies and lumberyards sell. So we have foundation is going to be just some miscellaneous foundation material that a builder supply might send out. And then the framing group is the exact same as our Bid Pro framing as far as all of the assemblies and how they work. Same with the siding. It's the same as pretty much the same as our Bid Pro siding. We've added roofing for the Lumberyard plugin that has assemblies for both shingle and metal roofs. We don't have an individual plugin for that one, so this is a trade that we've added to the Lumberyard plugin. We also have drywall, which is the same as our Bid Pro drywall. We've added insulation for the Lumberyard plugin that we don't have an individual plugin for. And then we've also added Millworks that picks up a lot of your trim, interior doors, shelving, underlayment, things like that Builder Supply would have to provide. So the main difference between the Lumberyard plugin and the individual trade plugins that we have that you can watch the other videos, as far as how the assemblies themselves work and overall how our plugin systems work, take a look at the individual trade plugin videos and pages on our website, and it'll give you a good idea of the overall structure of how the plugins work and how you use them. But just to show you the differences here, we'll go into the framing folder, we'll go into the walls folder. We're just going to do a quick wall takeoff here. We'll launch the assembly, and I'm not going to change anything as far as the default selections. And again, for more information on how these assemblies work, check out the Bid Pro framing page and videos on our website that goes into the system in depth. So the main difference that you'll notice between the Lumberyard plugin and the trade plugins is in the trade plugins, we use location folders that the Takeoff gets placed in to determine the grouping in the reports. On the Lumberyard plugin, it's a little bit different, and it's actually a little easier and gives you a little bit more flexibility in how you group the materials in your reports. So you'll notice in this assembly there's a phase selection and a subphase, and that's basically just the grouping of how the materials will be displayed in the reports. So the phase would be your main group, and your subphase would be a subgroup below the main group if you want one. If you don't want a subphase, you could just simply select a blank cell here in the drop down, and it's just going to place it under the phase then, and it's not going to create a subgroup to place that under. So that's really the main difference. You still work your way across the tabs, make your selections to build your assembly the same way. So if we click OK, we go through and do a little bit of takeoff here, just to show you what the reports look like. If we click over to the reports and we're in our Lumberyard reports, this is the by location report. So you can see the wall that we just did the takeoff on based on the phase that we selected of main level outside wall and the subphase of plates and studs. You can see how it calculated the material quantities and placed them under that phase and subphase. And then let's say we wanted to add some drywall to that. So if we open up our drywall folder, drag and drop walls, we can drag and drop our drywall wall assembly onto our wall framing assembly, and it's going to just instantly calculate the material based on the linear footage of our wood wall framing. So once this assembly form populates, we can go through and make our selections for the drywall that we want to add to the wall. And again, I'm not going to change any of those selections. I'm just going to show you again how this works, where you've got, once you drag and drop the assembly, it populates your form. Again, you've got a phase and a subphase selection in your wall assembly info tab, and this is the group and subgroup that your materials are going to show on your report. So we've got a phase of sheetrock load. Let's select a subphase of main level. And again, I'm not going to make any changes here as far as any of the material selections. And again, if you want more info on how these drywall assemblies work, you can check out the drywall BidPro drywall page. So I'm just going to click OK. We can see over here when we're looking in the takeoff summary, we just added the drywall assembly to our wood wall framing. We take a look at our reports. You'll see how it is building our report. It's created the phase of sheetrock load, subphase of main level that we just selected.